Hey, how many people are we past 400 or no, not yet?
As far as viewers,
Yeah,
we're closing in on 1,000.
really?
Yeah, yeah. Last time I checked, about a week ago, it was over about 880, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
cool.
not many of them have subscribed, which,
Yeah, they're
by the
just
way,
viewing for like 30 seconds and then, stop.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which, by the way, this is a good time to let everybody know, please subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, go ahead. You handle that, brother.
Give us a like and a subscribe, and it'll help our channel grow, everybody. And we really appreciate it. We're doing this for all of us. And so, anyway, so back to the fun with Dexter.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so anyway, as I was telling Dexter, I'm just coming off of night shift. I'm on night shift right now, and so I'm working on 3 hours of sleep, which I can
Ouch.
handle that. I can handle that until about Friday. Today is what, Wednesday? So I don't even remember. I don't even old age. I don't
Then
even
you fall
remember.
into a coma on Friday, right? And you wake up
Yeah,
on
pretty
Sunday.
much. As if I'm not biting people's heads off.
Lack
Good
of sleep will
morning.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a hangry person? Is that who you are? You're hangry? When you're
Yeah.
hungry or sleepy, meaning
Yeah.
sangry, I guess when you're sleepy, you're
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
sangry
Yeah.
person.
Sometimes I get a little grumpy, but luckily everybody knows how to handle me. They just throw food at me.
Mommy, don't touch the bear. Mommy, leave the bear alone.
Oh God! Don't poke him. So anyway, it was a good week. It's been a good week. It's been a while since we did this, about 10 days, and I just wanted to let you know that we've had quite a few people reach out to us, and they were expecting us over the weekend.
Oh, were they? That's
Bro,
cool. I
I
love that. I
mean,
love
it was
that.
on Monday. I got like about three notices, like, what happened to you guys? And then yesterday, a couple more emails coming in saying, "Oh,
It's
please
not the
don't stop."
same person, right? It's not the
No,
same.
no, 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 different people.
Okay.
I can't afford somebody like that. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera there, so we can be about the same size, I guess. So anyway, a lot's happened
I'm
this
sorry,
week.
I interrupted you. You were saying that somebody was saying, please don't.
Oh yeah, no, no. So they were saying, please don't stop the recording. So I think uh, it's a mutual friend of my lady's, and she's been tuning in. Like, she really loves the show. And I mean, she really made it clear to me the other day. She came by to visit, and she was going on about how organic the show is, and she loves it because it's obvious that we're not going off of a script. And I could have, no, yeah, we're not. I mean,
No, we're
we
not.
having we
No,
have talking points, but when do we ever stick to that? But
never.
yeah, we're still waiting.
We're still waiting. We're still in the infancy of this, so we're still trying to develop some sort of discipline, right? To actually stick to the talking points. We need a moderator as our next step to like bring us back.
Yeah, but what I've heard is a couple of people is that they like this because they say
Awesome.
it's it's spontaneous, and they sort of like the organicness of it, if that's a word. Well, it is now. Anyway, so yeah, I guess not staying on topic,
Awesome.
it
Yeah,
works for people.
that's fantastic. Look, whatever we can do, I mean, this obviously, the main purpose of it is obviously for us to stay in touch, right? And for us to communicate more frequently, you know, um, uh, because we've known each other for so long.
Yeah,
So long we've known each other, right? We're talking about 40 plus years. So it's like there's a lot, as much as we know about each other, there's a lot that we don't know about each other, right?
yeah,
And as we continue to have these conversations, we'll discover more about each other, and hopefully along the way, people will listen and have a
yeah.
laugh. And if they have a laugh, they'll hit the like button and then they'll subscribe, right? That would
There
be
you go,
all.
and,
That,
and
that would be
share.
fantastic if they did that and share, because
Yeah,
that's how they can build the channel. I know there's a lot of podcasts out there. There's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of video casts. There's a lot of media and entertainment, everything coming everybody's way, and
Yeah,
it's hard to differentiate. And so the best way that I see it is, why try to be different, right? Just be us.
exactly.
Just
Yeah.
be us. Yeah,
Yeah,
just be
exactly.
us.
And I
Yeah.
feel much more comfortable doing it this way than sticking
Yes.
to a script. It's okay to have
Yes.
talking points, but to actually have a script and follow along with bullet points, and oh God, I'm bored just thinking about it. But anyway,
Right.
Jesus.
I know. And then try to squeeze it in while we're working, and the
Uh-huh.
schedule. It's always something. And then try to find some quiet time
Yeah,
to get that done, right? When you're not exhausted. But
yeah.
so what do we got to talk about today? Let's shoot,
Well,
man.
there's a
Let's
lot.
go.
There's a lot, and
There's a
so
lot to
I
talk
don't know if
about.
there's anything in particular that you want to talk about. But
Well, we're
here's
having a lightning round. A lightning round. A lightning
why
round.
not? Let's start with if you want to stick with the questions. We got a couple of
Sure. Let's
questions.
go.
We got a couple of questions. I wrote them down over here, and so I'll take the first one, and I'll try to be
Sure.
quick about it because this question can be kind of like long-winded. And then the first question comes from DQ at Hotmail. Hotmail's still around. All right.
I think so.
Yeah.
It
So
might be
how?
under Microsoft, right? MSN, but they call it
Yeah.
O365 now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the first question is, how did you guys meet? So, to the best of my memory, and again, you and I might have separate memories because I think an event can impact two different people differently. If I remember correctly, it was actually my mom when we were very, very young who said, "You know what? You spend way too much time locked up in your room. Why don't you get out?" And she knew your mom and your dad, and she knew that that was some kind of a party or some kind of a get together or something along that lines. And she said, "Why don't you go over there and just mix it up a little bit?" And it wasn't a huge thing, but you and your brothers were there. And I sort of sauntered over there. And so I met you guys that way. And that first meeting, I'm pretty sure wasn't as impressionable to both of us or either one of us. But then came the second meeting. It was kind of like, yeah, sure, come around next time or come again or whatever. And then from there, it started building and building and building. And then 40 something years later, here we still are talking to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. Yeah. You were around the corner from where we were.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you were around the corner. It was easy. We had been there for a while, and we're talking like in our early teenage years.
Yes,
Who's ever
very.
listening? Early teenage years. So we actually, um, you were around the corner. Every once in a while, I remember we would climb in through the window, which was the weirdest thing at that time because
That's
we
a New
never
York
used the
City
front.
thing, people. That's
We
a
never
New York
used the
City
front door. That was so crazy. We never did that.
through the
But
fire escape.
it was through the fire escape. We would come into your room, and then you would go into our. Well, you came in through the front door. You were much more well mannered, but but I remember that you would come in, and we started playing handball, and then we started playing a little basketball, and
Yeah,
we got to know each other. And then we were just hanging out because that was a. We met each other in a. I remember it was warm weather. It was the summer.
yeah,
We
yeah.
hadn't met each other, so yeah, it was in the neighborhood, 138th Street and Cypress Avenue. For those of you
Mm-hmm.
that know the South Bronx, the
Rough
next
neighborhood.
block was no rough neighborhood. Next block was Brook Avenue. Next block after that was Third, and then to the right of us was what is that? The Bruckner,
I think it was Bruckner.
which is the Bruckner, which is right there. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
and the
wow, long
Italian.
time.
Remember the Italian delicatessen at that corner?
I think I was mugged outside Italian delicatessen when I was like, I don't remember, but I think it was like when I was like young, young. They like took my little penny bag or something like that. It was horrible. I felt like terrible. It was candy. Some kid like swiped it.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe I'm
There's a
just
lot of that.
imagining that. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to catch up with that dude. We got to catch up with him.
We gotta
Payback.
get that guy.
So yeah, so to the best of my memory, that's sort of like how we met initially, and then we just kind of built on it. So for the interest of time, let's get on to the next question.
Sure.
And so here's a question, I guess. Let me see. I don't know. I guess this could be a question for you or either one of us. Somebody asked, when can we expect your friends from the Guardian Angels?
Uh, I don't
Yeah,
know. That all
yeah,
depends on their schedule. I mean,
yeah,
they're. I mean, we've reached out, we've asked them. They've gotten back to us, they've acknowledged it, but at the same time, scheduling something like that isn't always easy. Curtis and Arnold have very busy lives, very
yeah,
busy.
yeah.
So, you know, I was just listening to Curtis's radio show the other day, which is, he's hysterical on the air. I gotta admit, he does have a sense of humor that I like.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, he really does. But that all depends on their schedules. So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah, yeah. I'm still reaching out to them slowly but surely, and they do listen to this show. Well, Arnold does anyway. He does listen. And so I'm hoping that, yeah, we can make it happen sooner than later. So
We may
hang
have
in
to
there.
we may have to make it a remote.
Yeah,
Go to him. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
We
sure,
may
I'll
have to
do
do
it.
it that way too. If he can't get to us, we may have to geographically help him out.
And that's fine. I'm glad to do that. I haven't seen him. I haven't hugged that dude in a while. So I
It was
don't.
like Christmas. It was Christmas 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Been a little while,
Christmas. Two,
and
no,
it's crazy.
actually, this is
Yeah,
this is the third. Is it? Yeah, the second Christmas that's
yeah.
passed. Right. Yeah.
It's wild because we live kind of relatively close, relatively, but it's just such a large area, and there's just so much going on, and it's getting crazier and crazier every day out here. So whether it's Jersey or whether it's New York City's even that's more insane than usual, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying a
But
lot, right?
but hang in there, guys, and we'll hopefully we'll try to make it happen sooner than later. So so shall we get on to some of the events? 'Cause we're
Yeah.
pressed on time, so let's get on that. Now, a lot's been happening, and the one thing I really did want to cover was these Los Angeles fires.
Ugh, my gosh.
Those people are they're living literally in hell. I mean, I've seen video of that. I can't even imagine. One fire is is said to measure the size of Manhattan. One
Mm,
fire.
mm.
And there's three now I think there's a fourth one going on. So and those winds are coming in and just fanning these fires and it's just I feel so sorry for them.
I really do. It's like kind of it's one of those disasters that you just didn't see coming, right? Typically, when you have tornadoes, hurricanes, right, or anything else, or tidal waves, you have some level of warning. You did hear, but it's like so many things seem to have broken down along the way,
Hmm.
and maybe not from a communication perspective, but from a operational perspective, right?
Oh
Having the
sure.
right people at the right place at the right time.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and you're talking about multi-million dollar homes, and we're focused on it because they are multi-million dollar homes, right?
Hmm.
So that's
Sure.
why we're focused on it.
Yeah.
And the politics of it all, being in Los Angeles, being an extremely liberal state and extremely liberal city, and having an
Very.
extremely liberal governor, and
Hmm.
and
Sure.
everybody's knocking down those policies now that all this has happened. It's
Yeah.
just
It.
it's brutal. People lost everything,
Yeah.
absolutely everything.
Yeah. And really and quickly. I mean,
And quickly.
I watched one video of somebody recorded it and it was nice enough to post it, man, but he saw it coming from it looked like maybe a half a mile away and he said within an hour it was on him. Now
Yeah,
that's a
it's
fire. That's a fast
speed.
moving fire because the
That's a
winds
fast
it's
moving. Yeah.
yeah, because the winds apparently are in some cases up to 90 miles an hour. So
Could you imagine that? So now you have fire, and then on top of that, you have hurricane force winds,
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
coming in to your point and fanning the fire, and then
Yeah.
you have this dry. Yes, Los Angeles, beautiful city, constantly sunny, so on and so forth, right? But along with that comes this, right, where you're going to have earthquakes, you're going to have, heat waves, you're going to have Well, this is not the first time that there has been fire like this in and
Right.
around California.
Yeah.
So it's like it becomes a tinderbox, and the next thing you know, it's everything is going up
Yeah.
in a heartbeat, and you're left scratching, going, where do I even start? Where do I
Right.
begin?
Yeah. It's
Because you
it's really sad and it's brutal and and not for nothing, and I'm not going to try to make light of this, and I'm not, but I have seen evidence, and a lot of people are wanting to excuse it through this or through that. It's global warming, whatever, whatever, whatever. But there is evidence, and I've captured some of it, and I'm going to overlay it, superimpose it onto this recording of it being man-made. There's some video of a neighborhood where they caught a guy with a burner, some kind of propane burner, matches and lighters and everything, and they cornered him. And I've got video of satellite recordings of those three fires starting at the exact same time. There's no time lag. Now, again, I'm not trying to make light of this, and I don't want this to go into a conspiracy theory kind of a thing, but I mean, the facts are there. And I cannot help but think that more than climate change, I'm not completely sure that I believe in that 100%. More than that, the evidence clearly shows to me that this was man-made because, I mean, three fires at the same time. And again, this isn't just me saying it. You'll see the satellite video, the recording of it. And I just refuse to believe that three fires can start at the same time. I can see one spreading into three, but
have they probably not, right? Because they've been pretty busy fighting the fire. But have they done an arson investigation other than the person that they caught? They
I
haven't
don't
done that yet,
I don't
right?
think so. I don't think so. I think
Okay,
you're right
okay.
that they're
I
just
mean, they've been pretty busy trying to put it
yeah.
out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm hearing things, and look, and I'm not trying to get down on anybody, especially now, but then I'm reading where a particular fire department that was sent in, I don't know from where. I don't know whether it was Oregon or New Mexico or something, with dozens of water trucks, and they were turned away because those trucks didn't meet emissions, California emissions. And I'm thinking,
Oh my
wait a minute,
gosh.
what? And I'll put those videos and photographs up also, but it's just
But that doesn't make any sense. Like, so you're trying to
right.
tell me that if a car coming out of state does not meet the emission standards of California, they cannot drive in California?
Yeah,
That doesn't
I
make any
don't,
sense.
right. I don't understand it except that there it is, the video and photographs of the whole thing. And look, again, I'm not
That's
going to judge it.
bizarre.
I'm not going to judge it. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I agree with you, man.
Right.
And the thing of it is, like you said, man, and, it's easy for us to think, yeah, there's a lot of $1 million homes out there burning, and it's a shame of it. But the majority of those people do not live in $1 million homes.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
No, that's what I meant. I said the only reason that we're focused on it is
yeah,
because that particular area is like associated with entertainment and actors and actresses and
right,
sort of, and so that's why the focus is there. But the tragedy is to not just them, but to everyone who lives around there, which are not just, to your point, multi-million dollar
right,
homes,
right.
right?
And I think I read somewhere where about 20, upwards of 30 people have died now. They've lost their lives. So this is, and as insane as all that is, just as insane as these winds are not dying down. They died down for one day, I think it was, and they picked up again. So, like, the largest of the fire is only, I think are 20% contained,
Oh
and the
wow.
winds are picking up again. So this could be a while. This
Mm.
could, and certainly right now it's easy to blame leadership. It's really easy to do that. But boy, well, I feel so sorry for them, and man, I don't even know what else to say except really my heart really does go out to everybody out there, not just out there, but wherever this may happen. But that there's evidence that this was man-made. really, really sticks the dagger in the heart. And I just and the one guy that they caught, and I don't know that there's others, he was an undocumented immigrant.
Mm.
So that's feeding that storyline. And so it's just, oh man, it's just, I don't even know where to go with this. You know what I mean? It's just because this story just goes in every direction. And no
Well,
matter
it's
where you look, it's
horrifying.
sad. It's
It's
horrible.
horrifying, right? It's horrifying because people have lost everything. It's horrifying because there are people that have died. I think it's over a dozen now because of these fires. This sort of damage, fires in California, hurricanes in the Midwest, right? Tornadoes in the Midwest, hurricanes in Florida is what I meant. It's just these natural disasters, right? Because now we can start going off, and if it's natural, and God forbid um, or God forbid it was man-made, that would be just horrific, right? That
Hmm.
some arsonist started this fire somewhere and it just became out of control. And the next thing you know, people
Yeah,
have died and property lost, right? And lives have changed.
lots.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about God,
Right.
God type of events, right? I
Yeah,
mean, right? You can't, weather you can't control, but God forbid that somebody was actually like setting these flames.
and that's from what I've seen. And again, I am going to bring it on the video. It's kind of clear to me that it is, whether it's that one person that was caught or whether it's the satellite imagery of three fires starting simultaneously in three parts of LA. To me, that's what it looks like, and that's but to the victims of this, it doesn't really matter, right? Because
No,
you've lost it all.
yeah.
But to people like us, I guess, and everybody who's listening and all this, I guess it's easy to pick at it and go, ah, hi, it's his fault, or it's that fault, or it's climate, or whatever. But at the end of the day, the people that are at ground center, no matter what the reason is, they've lost everything and
Yeah.
quickly.
And I think that, again, so easy to armchair quarterback, right? So easy to point the finger and say you could have done this differently, you could have done that differently. Um, Everyone, you have the advantage, right, of foresight, right, to have done that. But at the same time, to criticize, I understand, and there'll be a reckoning when it comes to this, when this is under control. I guarantee you there will be hearings, there will be enough finger pointing to go around. But for the time being, it's just my heart goes out to them. It's just in any horrible situation in this country, it's just my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, it is. It's a horrific situation. It really is. And well, I mean, all we can do is just pray for them and help out however anybody can. It's just
Yeah,
it's a bad situation for them, and I feel
yeah,
really bad for them. But and now on
yeah.
top of that, and I don't want to dump on anybody, but now I'm also reading that insurance companies are dropping clients out there. Or
Why am
I
I not
mean,
surprised by that?
right? It's just I'm like, oh, good lord.
Well, or they may pay you, but then they'll drop you,
I don't know
right?
that. I
I don't
guess I
know
have to
what that
look into
works.
that probably. But yeah, on top of that, now insurance companies are saying, "Nah, we're done here." Wow.
And
So,
not that it's related, but it was on the news the other day that Florida is experiencing a rapid decline in an influx of people coming to live there simply because, yeah, the housing is not that expensive, but the insurance has gone through the roof.
mm,
So, especially on those coastal,
yeah,
environments, so they're moving out of Florida at this point. So the boon is slowly becoming a bust. Not yet, but
it's yeah,
yeah, insurance companies. Yeah, okay. Let's
yeah.
not even start with insurance.
Let's not start. We can go on a tirade with
That's a
that
whole
one.
new episode. That's a whole new episode. But I just wanted to let you know, Ralph. I've got an extra 10 minutes because everything was pushed 10 minutes. So 12:40, we're good.
Oh, all right, great, great.
Yeah.
So, I suppose that's a good time to move on to the next subject. We could talk about this inauguration. It's coming, like it or not. The inauguration is coming. And what's today? The 15th, so we got about 5 days.
It's next Monday,
Yeah.
Martin Luther King
So
Day.
yeah. So it's coming, and we'll see what life brings us. You know what I mean? And so far, it's crazy that we're paying a lot of attention to it right now, and I guess maybe we should. I'm not really, but it's he's not president yet, and you know what I mean. There's a lot going on in America and the world, and I think this thing is getting some legs that maybe it shouldn't be getting right now. Like, give you an example with this inauguration. Have you followed the news? The U.S. wants Canada to be the 51st state, and they want Greenland to be some kind of a commonwealth of the United States. And at first I thought that's ridiculous, but it's it's out there, you know. And I'm thinking now, this was just before what's his name, Trudeau, retired, the Prime Minister of Canada. You know, this was it really picked up this news, and then Trudeau said something along the lines of, you know, that'll never happen over my dead body, kind of a thing. And then his supporters rose up against him, and before you know it, he's out. I don't know if that was the reason. I hope not.
No, I think he was facing a lot of political pressures for the way he was leading Canada for years now, right? So he was dealing with a lot of that. Trump just exacerbated that. Um, I don't believe for a second that we're going to get our hands on Canada. First of all,
No.
why? Like,
Thank you
why? I
very
don't.
much.
Why?
It's
Like,
cold
why?
enough.
Like,
It's cold
why?
enough.
I don't. I've been to Canada a few times. Love it. Great place to go visit. Um, but I don't feel like it's necessary to be part of the United States.
Yeah.
Now, see, now you're being a crazy man, right? When you start
But
doing stuff like that. And insofar as Greenland is concerned, I get it, right?
yeah.
Because geographically, right? It's where China and Russia are, so you really want to have
Sure.
that. But we already have a military base there.
Yeah.
Now we could increase
Yeah.
our presence there, but we're going to disrupt the government just so that we can have a military advantage. We already have
Yeah.
a
Exactly.
military presence. So you're just sometimes I think that man says things just to get a reaction, just to
I think so.
see, just to see what the world says, because he's so narcissistic, right? Anyone, whether you're a supporter or a detractor, the one thing I think you can agree on is that this man is a narcissist. He loves himself, loves himself. He
Yeah.
admits that he loves himself,
Yeah.
right?
And even if he denied it, he can't.
You can't. You love yourself, man.
Yeah.
And but sometimes I think he says things. First of all, he's only got 4 years. I think he's got bigger problems than Canada and Greenland, right? So, and it's funny. It's funny how the Biden administration. You're seeing these news reports coming out about what's happening in the Middle East, right, with
Yeah.
Israel and Hamas, and how they're close to reaching a tentative deal. That would be such a thorn in his side, right? If they were to complete that before Monday, because then they could tout it and say, "Look, this was the ultimate prize in my presidency. I was able to reach this deal," and it would
Hmm.
take so much away from him. He would
Yeah.
hate that. He would hate that
Yeah.
if they actually did
It
that.
kind of looks to me like they were already planning.
Yeah.
Look. I don't know who is to take credit. I don't know, right? But I know that on one side, yes, the Biden administration can say, "Yeah, we did that. We closed it. It's on our watch. We're still here," right? And you
Yes.
can't deny it. But then the
Yes.
other side, then the red side can say, "Well, they closed it out because they know we're coming and we're not playing games." So it's kind of like now they're just sort of like
Yeah.
pulling at strings and trying to move these pieces on the board. And I'm thinking, can we just not just can we just all chill for a moment and enjoy a victory? You know?
Or here's a strange thought. Just do the right thing and stop making it a political, you
Yeah.
know, a political opportunity. Do the right thing. Is that
Right.
too much to ask, right?
Right.
Just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Who cares about politically what it looks like?
Right. Peace is upon them. Let's be happy about it, you know?
Do the right thing, man. Stop pulling string. Stop doing that. Stop. Politics is so ugly and it's so dirty. And it's always it's about as dirty as used car sales, right?
Ooh,
And the food cart out of in
you
front of the
just pissed off
Metropolitan
every
Museum.
used car salesman on the
Sorry, guys, it's the perception, but you know it's true.
truth hurts.
Don't send in any negative messages,
Now get
please.
out.
No, get out. But it's oh my lord, please just do the right thing. This world has been through enough. Just do
Yeah.
the right thing,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly,
You
man.
know,
It's and me, I'm just glad that hopefully it's coming to an end, and everybody
hopefully.
can put the weapons away for a little bit and rebuild because gosh, that thing went up in flames real quick too. And
I
anyways,
have to admit, I'm not a look. I would have done the same thing, and I mean, I don't consider myself to be a political hawk or a war hawk, but you come in, violate. Oh my gosh, you come over a wall, you violate, the people and the country and the religion, and it's like, wow, how do you not feel that in the gut of your stomach? And then the first thing you want to do is just bomb them out of existence.
yeah.
But I think he's achieved his goal.
Hmm.
I think after a year of destroying the city, I think at some point you have to not have an appetite for it anymore. So hopefully he doesn't.
Yeah,
Hopefully cooler heads prevail. Everyone says, look, enough lives have been lost.
yeah,
Release the hostages. Um,
yeah.
Trust but verify everything that's going on, and
Let's
everybody
just
please
stop.
try
Let's
to
just stop killing.
just
Let's just
stop
stop
killing each other. Stop.
because
Just
it's
stop.
because at the end of the day, it really serves no purpose. One side kills somebody from one family on the other side, they take up arms and they kill somebody from the other family, they pick up arms. And before you know it, this is going back and forth for centuries. You know what
Well,
I mean?
the war on religion, right? Religious wars have been around for centuries.
That's my point.
So yeah, so it's not something that we can do. But on that note, I apologize, Ralph. I got to run. Did I say Ralph? Did I get tongue tied there? Ralph?
It's all right.
I apologize, Ralph. We'll pick this up again on Saturday.
Yes,
Sounds
that'd
like
be
a plan.
great. That'd be
Yeah, so
great.
we'll get 2 episodes for the price of one this week. That'll be
All right,
cool.
because God knows we got plenty more to talk about.
We do, brother. We do.
All right,
All
man. Well,
right.
have a great day, man, and
Thank
say
you,
hi to
everyone, for
everybody.
joining us. Yeah, please
Yes,
subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share.
I appreciate that. Thanks. And, yep. And feel free to comment, send over the questions, and we'll constantly reading them, and we'll field some of those questions on the air. And again, have a good one, guys. Take care. See you in the next episode.
Take care, guys.
All right.